Okay. Yep.
You're gonna cut that.
I'm gonna cut that because this is a very awkward moment of silence.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Or it could be the intro. Mm-hmm. Everybody, we're gonna start off with like a moment of weird silence.
I'm just watching the track continuously go. Okay,
all right,
here
let's
we
go. Episode 4 of You and I Are L. I'm here with the wonderful Erica Linhares.
Hello.
Hi.
Feels so good to be back.
I know, we took a break.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
So many things happening. So many things. School, work, projects.
We've also been brainstorming though. It feels good to be back. We're going to be back strong.
Yeah, and I think that's how we're going to start today. We're going to talk about creating stuff.
Yes.
The process of developing an idea, of sitting down, writing down, doing stuff.
Yes, yeah. Manifesting your own creativity and ideas. And yeah.
All right.
So where do we start? This is a big topic.
Always.
Like always.
We start with an anecdote.
Here we go.
So, it's really funny how creating a project like this involves so much marketing.
Right. Isn't it really weird how because you studied marketing, right?
I did, yes.
How is it marketing yourself, branding yourself? Because I feel like that's the biggest struggle that I've had doing with my own creative projects that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I had to find myself, brand myself, and put myself out there in a different way. And that's hard.
It is.
Because you can do marketing for a product. It's not the easiest thing, but it's it's easier than marketing yourself, you know?
I mean, I feel like a product has a lot less attributes than a human.
Mm-hmm. First of all.
Or an artist. Mm-hmm. So but at the same time, it's so similar. You still got to develop a plan. You still got to be able to identify things about yourself and about the product and about... You have to develop a plan to evolve. There's multiple things. You're studying management, so there's also a component of it which is managing
the organization of it, how things are gonna go through,
the vision, the idea behind that you want to develop and you want to bring forward, and then from there comes the marketing aspect, which is really communications. At the end of the day, it's like creating the right method to send out the message and to really create the image that you want to portray.
Exactly, because what it takes, you have to communicate the image you want to portray as an artist, a creative individual, a podcast maker, a video maker, whatever you do, a blogger. You have to be able to communicate that to an audience and reach people that way. Yes. That's the only way that you're gonna kind of succeed.
And ironically, I'm so glad that I went for marketing because so many parts of marketing relate to everyday things.
Oh, explain, yeah.
You gotta sell yourself in the real world.
That's very true.
You have to know who you are. You have to be able to communicate to other people who you are, what you want, what are your goals, what you're trying to achieve. So there are so many parallels between real life and a business.
Yeah.
Being that you manage yourself, that you manage a budget, that you develop a brand identity.
Yeah.
People, just a nickname, for example. People associate you with a nickname, but it sticks. It's a brand.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's true.
My nickname is Zach.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me Zach.
Yeah, calling you Zachary is weird to me.
Yes. Misspelling Zach is almost offensive.
Yeah.
It's like misspelling Erica. Spelling Erica with a K instead of a C.
I get that in emails by people that I work with every single day. I get the CK, the K.
Yeah.
I got an Eric once, but that was a typo. I'm hoping.
My God. Okay, at least it was a typo.
Yeah, it was a typo. Because please don't mess that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, there's a lot of parallels. That's really interesting. And I think people are afraid, going back to the creativity, people are afraid to use their creative outlets and turn that into a career. That's really scary. That's my end goal, of course. But am I planning for that in 5 years from now? If the answer is no, I'm doing something wrong. People have to look at things in a different light. I know in society we're told to do certain jobs and whatever, but if you have a creative outlet that you love to do and you feel like people out there will enjoy, you got to start, doing that and not being afraid and take those chances. That's really hard though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I had an argument with my brother once. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. or maybe just a week ago, about the podcast.
This podcast.
About this current
Wow.
podcast. Inception, guys.
Inception.
So I was debating with him because he was mentioning how I wasn't putting enough effort into the marketing aspect and really developing the idea in a way where it would approach people more easily and draw more attention to it. And I fought back saying that I'm doing this project because I'm doing it for myself, because it's fun to do, because my goal is not to get necessarily an amazing list of viewers and listeners. My goal is to put out something that I'm proud of. I'm doing it for myself, not for the attention.
Yeah.
So you need to know what your goal is when you do a project.
Oh yeah,
like
your
this.
intent. Yeah, and your intent is really important.
No matter what it is, whether it's like music covers, whether it's art like painting, you need to know what you're in it for and what is the goal at the end of the day. Like I'm sitting down today because I feel like doing it, because I'm doing it for myself. Because I'm inviting a friend to have a conversation that I just want to record. I'm not doing it because I want to become famous.
Yeah, we had this conversation in the car the other day where it was like, even if nothing were to happen, we were to have 0 viewers. We both agreed that it'd be super awesome to look back at this years later and say, like, look, we did this.
Yes.
We had fun doing this, you know? Like, we actually put ourselves out there. We had fun recording this. We had amazing conversations. It's like, stuff like this, creative things like this are endless, you know?
They are.
And like from a very young age, I was recording videos at a very young age.
So was
I would steal my dad's camcorder, like 8 years old, up to like...
At the time that they were tapes?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I wish I could find those tapes. But what I was going to say is I have videos I made when I was like, you're so young. Like, I don't know, maybe like between 11 years old and 15 years old. And YouTube was around at that time. And I was putting these very embarrassing videos up on YouTube. They're all private now. Don't even try, guys. Don't even try. But incredibly embarrassing. But I look back at them at least once a year. Because it's just an awesome thing to have. And if I didn't do that back in the day, I'm so grateful that I did. But if I didn't do that, I would have lost all those memories. And just seeing how I was at that age, it's such a beautiful, like... It's a beautiful memory to have, and to be able to look back and say like, wow, that's who I was, so innocent. So like that's why conversations like this, being able to do a podcast like this is really awesome, because I know years from now I'm gonna look back and love it. And
from videos like those, you have to start somewhere. You cannot become a professional right away.
And back then, no one was comparing each other on YouTube. Everyone was using YouTube because they want to put out funny videos with their friends. It wasn't for the money. It wasn't for anything like that, you know? Back then it was really just to make videos with your friends and family and post it and make each other laugh, and like that's the really beautiful thing. So,
it is. It is. Now, I've got a question for you. The blank page syndrome.
Oh my god.
How do we fight that? That's the worst. How do you fight that?
How do I fight that?
Whether it's sad. Like an essay, whether it's like a creative project.
Yeah.
Blank page.
Oh, it's hard because like I can go into these modes where I just kind of give up on it for a few days, and then I'll have a burst of like excitement for that thing all over again. I think that's what it's about. I think it's about like in that moment you don't have that excitement. I'm not talking, maybe not for essays, because essays, who gets excited to do an essay, but for like something that you love to do creatively, it's like in that moment, your creative juices and your imagination and stuff is not there because you're not in the right mindset. Yeah. But if you take that little break or something, you just get away for a little bit. If that's like a 15-minute walk, if that's taking a break for 3 days, if that's taking a break for a month, like me from Twitch, it eventually comes back where you get super excited about it again. You have all this energy, and with that energy, you can't let that go to waste. Nope. I was at work on Friday. Sorry if my boss is listening. I was at work on Friday and I got one of those moments. Yep. And I just opened up a Google document and I just started writing and writing and writing. Moments like that, whatever you can do, try to just brainstorm, jot down the notes, do whatever you can in those moments when you have that energy, because it pays off. It pays off 100%. Definitely. But if you're just not in the mood and you're having blank page syndrome, you just have to give yourself time, maybe. Right. Go for a walk. Try different things. And don't be so hard on yourself if it takes a long time, because it's normal. You know, it'll come back to you. If you really care about this thing, it'll come back to you and the energy will be golden. And then that's when you use it. That's how I feel. How's it for you?
Very, very similar. I always try to wait for a burst of inspiration. I'm somebody who writes a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
I have a lot of songs that I've written. Just the lyrical aspect where it's not music because I'm not that skillful.
You pump them out really quickly though. Those lyrics, you have a
usually,
bunch of
yeah.
songs in your backlog. You have a bunch.
I do. It usually takes between 10 to 20 minutes to write a song.
That's crazy.
From
That's a
top to
talent.
bottom, like all verses, chorus, and bridge.
Because it comes to you and you just write.
Comes to me, exactly. But
Yeah.
to get that start off, I mean, there's two ways to approach the situation. Either I have to be under pressure, that's when like some great
yes.
idea pops out, or it's completely unexpected, like I wasn't planning on doing it at all, and then I just have a sudden burst of idea. So I have a song that I remember, I was, Mom, don't scream at me for doing that. I was driving my car on a bridge in Montreal, and I was listening to a song that that had something with regards to like driving and escaping. And I was going through a hard time in my life where I was trying to find an exit door, and you guys are not going to understand how I made the bridge in my mind between that idea and what I'm about to bring up. But I don't know, there's a term that came back to my mind called exodus.
Okay.
That I learned about it in the history courses that I had, where it's like the exodus of people who move from like the countryside to the city, or like vice versa.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
But I remembered a specific part of Halo called Exodus, one of the missions that's called Exodus.
Okay.
And it's basically a whole city catching on fire and like having people escape because they're being attacked by aliens. So
Yes. You made the link, it's clear.
I mean, yes,
I get it.
it's just a process of like going
Where it
back.
went, yeah.
It's like I hadn't played that game in forever, and
Yeah.
it came back to that specific mission in the game. So I'm driving. So I'm driving on a bridge, and I hear the song that's about escaping, and then I kind of think about the word Exodus, and I see that video game again of like everything being under fire, and I came out with a song that's called Exodus. And I wrote down the lyrics on my phone as I was driving because it kind of came as I was listening to the song. So I wrote the chorus while I was driving, and then I got home and I ended up finishing up the song.
What is the Google version of Siri again?
It's the Google Assistant.
Google Assistant, did you just say that you told Google Assistant to write it down instead of you typing while you're driving? Don't worry, he wasn't texting and driving.
I
Don't
know
worry.
I wasn't. Children do not do that at
Do
home.
not do that.
Or in the car.
But it's
yes.
like I was saying like when you have that energy, you gotta use it, right?
You gotta use it. So many good ideas I get. Oh my god, it's like in the shower.
Yes,
I think in the shower.
Yes. And you jump out? What do you do?
I stop the water, I dry my hands, grab my phone, write down the idea, and
you
then
got
I
all
go
the shampoo
back.
in your hair.
Exactly, and then I get back into the shower and I
Yes.
continue.
Oh, what I
But
would
get
do
ideas,
for that, what I would do for like having a notepad or something in the shower, that's where all my thoughts happen. All of them. Like
Yep.
all my ideas happen in the shower. Or like...
Quick tip,
Yeah.
you can put your phone in a Ziploc bag and bring it in the shower.
That's
and it works.
risky.
It is not risky.
It's
it
not
works.
risky. Wow, jeez. Yeah.
Just FYI, you guys, if you want to do it at home.
But yeah.
Or if I go to the bathroom, sit down on the throne.
Yeah, on the throne, yes.
And just listening to music or seeing stuff, and I get an idea.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. It's interesting because we have similar like ways of dealing with the blank page syndrome.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that similar. You really have to be in a mindset. You have to escape for a minute.
Yeah.
You have to be in your own mind, reviewing ideas or thoughts or feelings, and then something kind of pops out, a keyword, a key phrase, or
It gets you going.
an image. Mm-hmm. And
It gets you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you start.
And like I'm sure there's some people listening that right now are in that moment where they're frustrated because they are in the blank syndrome.
Yeah.
They don't know, they don't know when they're gonna get to this brilliant idea that's gonna have them all the energy that they need and everything like that. And I know it's frustrating, but just be patient.
Yeah.
It's gonna come. And you'll feel a lot better when it does. And there's, for now, just focus on yourself, making yourself happy in other ways. If that's working out, if that's listening to new music.
Yeah.
Keep yourself busy with things that make you happy in the meantime. And it'll come naturally, so.
And you know why we get frustrated so easily?
How come?
Because we compare ourselves to other people.
Oh, yeah. All the time. All the time. You're 100% right. Because what I was telling you about the YouTube videos, what I would do to do YouTube videos. Like I've wanted to do YouTube since I'm very, very young, since I started posting those really embarrassing videos all those years ago. But the longer it's been throughout the years, the more difficult it's been because of all the competition that's out there, how saturated it is on YouTube, and you can't help but compare yourself constantly, you know? Like, it's a constant fear of comparing yourself, and the reason why I was able to go on Twitch so easily is because I hadn't watched any streamers. I was going into it completely blind. I knew my brother streamed, and I made one friend on Twitch very soon after, and I hadn't watched anybody else. So it made me feel a lot better, kind of just like, you know how horse racers have those like blind, what are they called? Blinders?
Some sort of
covers for their eyes, so they could just focus on their own track. I find that like a beautiful like metaphor for this. Like, you can't look at the racehorses next to you because then you'll end up tripping. That's what happens to horses. That's why they have it. You just have to focus on your own track and just keep racing, keep running. And that's what I did on Twitch. And because of that, like, I really love what I do now. And like, it's really awesome. And YouTube, it's still difficult because, you know, like, you can't help but compare. You can't help it. But word of advice, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You just have to put yourself out there because no matter what...
Stop waiting. Stop putting it off.
And you might be afraid that there will be no one out there that's going to watch your stuff, but don't. I guarantee you there's a person out there that's going to like what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of weird things on the internet that get attention, and we don't know why, but they just do. It's the internet.
You like the yodeling kid in
Yeah,
Walmart.
exactly.
Oh my God.
The internet is the one place where you can watch whatever you want and not be judged because you're in your own comfortable zone.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people out there that love what you do creatively, so just put yourself out there.
And that is the beauty of the internet compared to original medias. If we compare it to TV, radio, newspapers, it's so controlled, it's so maintained, it's so like made to perfection because it's so marketed.
Yeah,
it's
a certain way.
Managed, like micromanaged.
Micromanaged, yes, absolutely.
That it's not natural. But the beauty of the internet, and I was discussing because I'm also a radio, I have a segment on air on a radio station once a week, and we were talking about the comparisons of media, of previous original medias versus today with the internet. And that is the beauty of the internet. It gives you freedom.
Yeah, complete
You can
freedom.
put the content that you want.
Yeah. It's beautiful, and you can enjoy the media that you want to enjoy.
And then people appreciate you for who you are.
Yes.
Not what they think that you are, or the whole concept of, okay, this is like a perfect show, and then when we expect to see you in person or in other interviews or like different shows, we expect the same image.
The same image,
No.
Yeah, it's not like that on
This
the
time
internet.
around, you are yourself, and whenever you show up to different events, different posts, whatever,
People embrace
seen as
you.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those freedoms that you have with the internet. So stop putting it off. It's about being yourself, and you really
People
gotta,
out there are gonna love you.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
You gotta give yourself a go.
Yeah. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And one word of advice that I can give is when you put yourself out there on the internet or whatever outlet you use for your creativity, always be yourself. Be true to yourself. You can't lose like who you are. And that was one of the things I knew going on to Twitch. I'm a female gamer, and I knew going on to Twitch that there's a majority there that, you know, they're just there to show off their body, and they're there for the wrong reasons and so on and so forth. But that's their reasons. That's, you know, it's fine. And they get attention for it. But I knew they got attention for that. I knew that that's the market, what they want. But I wanted to stay true to who I am, and I'm not like that, you know. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I knew staying true to myself is what would make people like me. If I was trying to be somebody else, people could see right through that.
Yeah.
You know? And when something's not genuine, people, you know, they don't like that. We feel it. If something's not genuine, like our conversation right now is very genuine, you know? We love having these deep conversations together. It's something that we do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So
not just in front of a mic.
Not just in front of the
We
mic,
can be driving, Starbucks.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
Yeah. Like we even make anecdotes about conversations we've had before because we love to talk about life and our own creative outlets and things like that. And it's like we're able to have this genuine connection and put it out there. So always just be true to yourself. Be genuine. People are going to latch on to that stuff.
Yeah.
The more fake you are, you know, the less people are going to, you know, like that. So just remember that.
And it's kind of sad how certain people like the fakeness. Like, we can tell people it's bad. Well, not that it's bad, but it's try to be yourself, but some people who are fake, unfortunately, still get the attention.
Yeah,
Which
some do.
brings a point that we have to work hard not to give up and to follow through with the ideas. Like, even though you have competition and even though you compare yourself, even if you don't want to, it's hard to maintain sometimes.
Yeah.
And that is a big struggle, especially in the beginning phases of a project.
Yeah.
Like, following through, making sure that we keep up with the schedule or the plan that we developed.
Because it's so easy to like tell you guys, just do it. It's so much harder to actually do it and then to actually follow through with what you're doing. It's like, it just gets harder and harder. But if you make a plan that's clear, you have people around you that are motivating you, that are making you happy, or just yourself motivating yourself, you just gotta remember to keep following through with your plans, and you'll see, you know, good things will happen.
As an example, I've recorded up to now 3. This is our 4th podcast, and there is on SoundCloud a limit of 150 minutes that you can post before you have to pay for a subscription. And that is one of those factors that kind of slowed down my process of wanting to
make
continue.
that decision. Yeah.
It's a decision to make. It's an investment. At the end of the day, if you're doing something that you love, if you're doing something that you're passionate about, you gotta go forward. There's nothing that's gonna come easy. There's not because you just want it.
Yeah.
You gotta work for it. You gotta put in the investment. And at the end of the day, whether it's because of the amount of viewers or listeners or because of the effort that you've put into it, you're gonna be proud. And that's the most important part of it all. That's
like, it's an undescribable feeling.
Exactly.
Like, just feeling completely proud and happy with what you've done. And it's not an everyday thing. Like, you could have some days that are just like, oh, like, I wasn't so proud of that one. Or, you know, there's going to be ups and downs. But at the end of the day, you're going to look back and be like, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I did that, you know? Yeah. And that feeling is so nice.
What keeps you going, too.
Yes. Yeah.
For example, something that's really not creative. I started the gym, guys.
Yes.
You gotta keep in mind that I hadn't gone to the gym in about 2 years, and I generally am not a big fan of working out or sports. But I decided to go back to the gym because I wanted to feel healthy, and I started going, and the first time was okay. Then I went the second time after a lot of struggling.
Yeah.
Second time was okay.
And you went the next day, right?
And then a third time.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I feel good. And then some random day, well, actually not random, but the day after the third time, I decided to go right away the next day back to the gym. Because I was like, I feel like it.
Yeah.
Because you get those feelings of being proud and like accomplishing something and seeing the results.
Yeah, and you don't want to stop that. Once you're there, it's like, okay, I want to do this again. I want to do this again. But it's that time where it's like, you're on this high of like, okay, I'm doing it. Then there's this one day where you don't.
Yeah.
People plummet at that point.
I know.
I've been there. Everyone's been there, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone's been there. But it's not the end of the world. People understand, like, your viewers or your body, like, everything understands that it takes time to come back. Yep. Like, your body, like, it's gonna, like, be, like, in a shock. Like, oh, my God, I'm not going to the gym. What? But you go back to the gym and your body is right back into it. Yep. You know? It's like riding a bike. Yeah. It's like you get right back into it. Like, my viewers for Twitch, I took a break for like a month and a half. Like, it was a month and a week about. Still a really long time, you know? My viewers are like excited to see me come back. Yeah. You know, I've had like I'm like on my friend's stream chatting in the chat and people are like, "Oh, Erica, like I haven't seen you in a while. Like, when are you going to start streaming again?" "Oh, I'm coming back in May." "Okay, cool. Like, I'm so excited." Like, people that consume your creative talent are gonna wait. Like, they're gonna wait until you're feeling good, you're feeling healthy, so you could produce the best stuff that you can. Yeah. No one wants to see, like, there's so many YouTubers that reach a breaking point, and they have to make a video where they explain why there haven't been videos in a while. Yeah. A lot of YouTubers go through this, and I understand it. I get it. It's either the blank page syndrome or depression or personal issues. Yeah. And in the comments, there's a bunch of support. Take the time that you need. Come back. You'll be feeling stronger. Same thing happens with artists all the time. Yeah. Justin Bieber, who went through struggling. Yes. Demi Lovato with her struggles with drugs. Selena Gomez. Selena with her operation that she had. Anybody who's going like through either mental or physical struggles, they need a time off. And it's okay to accept that time off. Yeah.
but you cannot lose your objective at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you're really inspired by something, see, it's kind of a dual thing. You need to know when to stop, but you need to know how to not give up.
Yeah. Don't give up. The ambitions and the love for what you do is still there. You know? If they're still there, you're going to come back.
And that's what primes as well. Like, the love and the passion for it is what primes and what keeps you going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you can't lose that. That's your flame. That's what helps you create. Go forward. And I mean, we're talking about creating, like, content for online, but it could be anything.
It could be anything.
It could be a relationship.
Yeah.
You're creating a relationship, and then at some point, you hit a wall because you're hitting this obstacle that, whether it's like distance, financial issues, no matter what it is, you hit a point where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. But if you've got that passion and if you've got a reason to stay, it's all worth it.
You will stay. Yeah.
So it can
That's beautiful.
Anything. Thank you.
That's so beautiful. It's true though. Like, it's crazy how we just said like a bunch of different anecdotes and like different ways that this can be true.
Yeah.
Because like literally like going to the gym, you stop a while, you come back, you're right back into it. Your body like, is right back into it. Relationships, creative, like, your creativity. It's like, it's because it's just, it's life. That's what it is,
Life is creating.
It is.
And then people go around and create life.
There you go. It's a circle of life.
It's a circle of life, ladies and gentlemen.
That's beautiful.
So I think on that note, circle of life, we'll leave it at that.
Beautiful cliche.
Yeah, beautiful cliche.
Leave you hanging with the cliche.
Yeah, to your imagination. You can have whatever you want as an image in your mind.
Yeah, now go out there, whatever time of the day it is. If it's like in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, go out there and just, embrace your creativity. Go out there. Don't be scared.
Yeah. Follow your passions.
Follow your passions. Love what you do.
Yeah. No one's ever going to hate you for doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
There'll be people that are jealous.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, like, if things are negative, maybe...
Oh, yeah.
Follow through with good ideas, okay? With
things
good
that bring
things.
positivity, love, and happiness into this world because we need it in this world in 2018. Come on, guys, let's bring it.
And you know what the people need?
What?
More podcasts.
Yes.
We are currently recording many more podcasts that will be uploaded weekly. Because
in the month of May.
Yeah, in the month of May, because we are finally back after taking a little break.
A little break, yeah.
So you guys stay tuned and you'll see many more podcasts to come.
Yay.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Erica, for coming.
Thank you, Zach.
I'll see you for the next podcast.
All right. Bye, guys.